Welcome to Mindful Mondays. My name is Bob Cunningham. I'm an employee assistance counselor with Life and Work Connections. I've been a counselor for about 17 years, and I've worked in a variety of different settings, including inpatient, outpatient, residential treatment, and now employee assistance. And one of the things that's been consistent, regardless of where I've practiced, is there's been a desire to help people, not only among myself, but the colleagues that I worked with. There's been a desire to help people identify new kinds of coping skills to help them manage stress and anxiety. About 2 years ago, I was getting ready for a presentation on burnout, and I came across a study on Qigong, where they looked at what would be the benefits of Qigong practice for people that had already experienced burnout and were missing work because of it. Long story short, without getting into details of that, it was found that Qigong was helpful. And so I was curious. I had never heard of Qigong, and so I started researching it a little bit. And what I found was there was a lot of benefits to Qigong. So today we only have 15 minutes. A regular Qigong class is anywhere from an hour to an hour and a half. So I'm going to give you an abbreviated version of some of the Qigong exercises, but these exercises are designed to help sort of energize you for the day, and they're quick exercises that you can do to start your day to get your energy flowing. So the first thing that we're going to start with, and before I get into that, I just want to mention, if there's anything that I do today that doesn't feel good for you, then you're welcome to just observe. These particular exercises are fairly gentle, but if there's anything that I do that doesn't feel good to you, please you can sit and watch. So the first thing I'd like you to do is make a peace symbol, and then you're going to put that peace symbol down on top of your thumb. I don't know if you can see that. You're going to kind of grab your thumb, and then you're going to pull, not to the point of pain, but just a little bit of pressure. You might crack your knuckle, but you don't want to hurt yourself, but you want to do this twice for each finger on both hands. And what you're doing in Qigong practice is you are opening your energy channels. In traditional Chinese medicine, the idea is that we have energy pathways in our body, and that what can happen is energy pathways can be clogged up with negative qi, negative energy, and that is what leads to sickness and disease. So what I'm going to teach you today is about opening our energy channels, sort of ridding ourselves of any negative energy, and then we're going to bring some good energy into our body. So what we've done is we've opened our energy channels, and now what we're going to do is just start to shake your hands and imagine that smoke or gunk is sort of flowing out of your fingertips. You're ridding yourself of negative energy. And while you're doing that, start to hop on your back heels a little bit. This is called shaking the tree of life. I call it emptying the ketchup bottle, because you're sort of like getting ketchup out of a bottle. You're trying to get all that negative energy that's built up in your body out. So in a regular Qigong class, we do this for about 5 or 10 minutes. And you kind of want to just let your body do what feels right. You don't want to be too rigid. Let your shoulders relax. And the whole point of Qigong is relaxation and breathing while you're doing your exercises. Smile on your face, starting a new week. Okay. So you might have a little tingling in your hands. The next exercise is called knocking on the door of life. And you basically stand with your feet shoulder width apart, hands at your side, and then you just start to gently twist at your waist. And what you're going to do is when your hand goes to the back, you're going to tap where your kidneys are and where your lungs are. And what you're doing is you're waking your body up. You're sort of letting all the organs in your body know, hey, it's time to get going. It's time to get the energy moving. So I mentioned that Qigong has a lot of health benefits. Studies have shown Qigong to be helpful in lowering blood pressure, improving bone density because the way that you stand during Qigong practice strengthens your bones and your muscles. It helps to decrease stress and anxiety. And again, as you're doing this exercise, deep breaths, feeling some relaxation in our bodies. Okay, so just let me check the time here. All right. So far what we're doing basically is we are starting to get that energy flowing in our body. The next exercise is called cleansing Qi. And the way that you do this exercise, same stance as before, feet shoulder width apart. And then you're gonna lift your arms slowly to your side. Then as you get halfway up, turn your hands up towards the sky. And when you're at the top, the idea, and I'll pull this down just so you can see it, is that you have this ball of energy that you've gathered. So when we started at the side, we are gathering earth Qi with our palms down. And then when we turn our palms up, we're gathering universal Qi, and you end up with this Qi ball at the top. So what you do now is you pull that Qi ball down through the top of your head, almost like you were a paper towel, the center of a roll of paper towel. And you pull that Qi ball down through your body, you push it through your midsection, down through your legs, and out through your sides. So it's going to be this kind of motion. When you get to your feet, you push that Qi away, push it away. So let's do it together. We'll do this probably 5 or 6 times together. And this is a slow movement. Focus on deep breathing. Smile on your face. Qigong is often done out in nature because the idea is that most Qi is out in nature. It's easier to access out in nature, but it's okay that we're doing it indoors. It's better than being out in the sun sweating in 90-degree weather. So as you're doing this, you're basically, what we're doing is we're cleansing our body of any negative Qi. We started with opening our energy pathways, started to wake our bodies up a little bit. Nice deep breaths. Let's do one more together. Pushing that through our body. Okay. Now, one other exercise that I forgot to mention to you, when you're doing this twisting exercise, you can also, another thing you can do to wake up your body, and we've done this in a previous class if you've attended, is tapping your arms and your shoulders, the insides of your arms, the outsides of your arms. When I go to a Qigong class, we also do a pretty deep meditation, probably a good half an hour of meditation, puts you into a kind of a sleep mode almost. And we do this at the end of the class to wake ourselves up before we drive home so we don't get in an accident. You can make a fist, tap your chest. Again, we're kind of loosening up any Qi, any residual Qi left in our bodies. shaking our hands again, getting anything out that might be left there. Now the last exercise we're going to do is called gathering Qi. It's very similar to the exercise we just did a minute ago. Same posture, feet shoulder width apart, slight bend in your knees, back is straight, and you're going to take your hands and start at your midsection. So this is a slight difference in this exercise. Now, what we're doing is we're gathering Qi, and we're going to bring that energy into our body. The idea is that you have an area in your lower abdomen called the lower dantian. The lower dantian is sort of like your body's battery. It's like your body's energy source. So what we're doing is we're going to gather energy and bring it to that energy source. Now in a regular Qigong class, we would do this exercise for a good 5 or 10 minutes, and then we would follow it up with a meditation called concentrating Qi, where you kind of focus on that Qi ball in your abdomen, and the meditation is really focused on that area that you're concentrating it, you're making it stronger. But we're not going to have time to do that meditation today, so I'm just going to teach you the exercise, and then if you want to try the meditation on your own, you can do that. So again, you'll start at your lower abdomen, and my teacher says for guys, your left hand covers first, and then your right hand covers your left. For girls, for women, right hand covers first, and then you cover with your left. The way he says it is, women are always right, men are always out in left field, right? Okay, so we start here, same movement. Now when we get to the top, instead of bringing that Qi ball down through the top of our head, we're going to bring it down through about halfway through our body and halfway outside of our body. And then we bring that energy to that dantian, that lower abdomen area. It's about 3 fingers below your navel, 2 fingers behind it. So let's do this exercise together. Remember to deep breathe. A big important part of Qigong practice is inducing relaxation and harnessing the power of your breath to help achieve that relaxation. Now, if you imagine in the context of a Qigong class, you're in the class with maybe 10 or 12 other people, and the lights are low, and you're doing this movement, maybe with your eyes closed, maybe not. But this movement, the reason they call this meditation with movement is because there is a sort of a trance-like thing that happens. It really does become kind of like a meditation, feels like a meditation. You really can get lost in the movement. And when you're deep breathing, it's very relaxing. So we end up with that Qi ball at the top. We bring that down to our lower dantian. And what you're doing is you're bringing energy into that area of your body. You're charging your batteries. Okay, let me see how we're doing on time here. All right, we're about out of time. I want to thank you for joining me today. These are some really simple exercises that you can do to start your day. Basically what you've done today is you've charged your battery. You've gathered energy, you've gathered Qi, you've brought that into your body, and you have a full battery now. Try this out during the week. If you decide you want to try a Qigong class, again, I've included a document in the chat box that you can download to look There's a couple of practitioners in town that offer Qigong in person, and at least one of those that I included on the document is doing online Qigong classes once a week. Thank you for joining me, and we will see you next week. Next week's topic is overcoming perfection. Take care. Have a good week.